Hey, do you like Gundam? Do you like watching us watch Gundam? You can go ahead and get double episodes of Gundam over on the Patreon if we get up to 30 Patreons. Go ahead and join and do your part, and you'll go ahead and get double the Gundam. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here watching some Mobile Suit Gundam. Last episode was the vote to attack, where, in order to improve their chances of losing Char Aznabel, pursuit of White Base, the crew has to vote whether or not to attack the Xeon supply ship, and they certainly did.
Hey, Griff.
What's up?
CZN.
No! They lost. You don't get to do that.
Oh, I can also do what my character is doing here. You have no idea what the fuck you're doing in your portrait, so.
I think I'm just like holding a helmet or something, wasn't I?
Once again, Griff, you're thinking about Seed. This is weird, a weird statement to say out of context, too.
I'm always thinking about Seed. Anyway, so last time they definitely went ahead. They attacked Char while he was resupplying, basically kind of ruining that entire attempt. The supply captain sacrificed himself to headbutt the Gundam.
He didn't sacrifice himself. Sacrificing himself implies that he knew what his intent was.
Mm-hmm.
He went up and attacked the Gundam, and then the Gundam
with
beat
no
him.
Weapons.
Yeah, then the Gundam beat him, and he monologued instead of escaping.
Mm-hmm. But we got to see a lot of our White Base crew stepping on into the various things, such as Kai into the tank, and of course Ryu back into his core fighter, and all of them working together to basically accomplish the mission.
Well, we also saw Sayla piloting, which we hadn't seen before.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So Sayla also gets the trade-off with piloting, and meanwhile, Amuro gets shown up at basically every opportunity by Char this time.
Well, I mean, he won.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, who won in that statement? Who do you mean?
Who do you think I mean, Griff? Who do you think I mean?
Char versus Amuro. Amuro basically lost.
Amuro won. What are you talking about? How did Amuro lose?
Amuro didn't lose anything, but he basically got continually shown up by Char and wasn't really able to do much against him.
Here's a question for you, Griff. Who had to retreat from the scenario?
Char, who was basically busy with the rest of the battle, which is what he lost.
So Char retreated, is what you're saying? So to me, a retreat means that you lost. If you're holding the ground at the end of the fight and the other guy's retreating, I think you won.
But he didn't lose. But he lost the rest of the battle. He won his duel, but lost the rest of the battle.
Well, no, again, Char retreated, which means he lost the duel, and then he goes back and loses the battle because his ship is all fucked up.
I guess more to the point, the reason Char hasn't secured a kill yet is because he simply doesn't have the weaponry to take on the Gundam and continually points that out, basically, to us.
Well, I mean, arguably, Char hasn't secured a kill yet because he's not the main character. Amuro has secured at least 2 kills now, right? 2? 3? I guess 3 if you count Gaiden. Gaiden, is it? I'm sorry, I started forgetting his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've already locked it in my head that his name is so close to Gundam that I'm trying to not get them close together. Gadam, got him. Gadam?
Yes.
Gadam. Gadam, I was so close to not counting as a kill for a second, but I guess technically he did slice into him and kill him, so...
And then explode after that slight bit of penetration, I guess? Yeah.
Well, the mobile suit blows up, but it doesn't go nuclear. But the point is that Amuro has 3 kills under his belt, and Char, I don't think, has killed anybody yet, so...
Yeah, I don't think you can consider him as having beaten anyone else yet in the show.
Well,
we know he is supposed to be really cool, and he...
in this subsection of the show, Char has killed 5 battleships worth of people, if you'll recall, where he gets the nickname Red Comet from the... Oh, goddammit, I was about to do Legends of Galactic Heroes. The Battle of Astartes. It's the wrong show! Yeah, it was the Battle of Loam, I think. The Battle of Loam is where he kills 5 battleships and gets his nickname.
Right. But I guess this episode we are finally going to see what the rest of the Federation is like, especially in context to White Base and all the kids that they're carrying along, and see how that turns out. The episode from next time preview basically indicated it wasn't going to go well, so I say let's go ahead and take a look at that. But before we get started, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. But on top of all that, if you want more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can go ahead and follow us over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all support the channel, just a little bit extra.
Click the link down below, join the Discord, and let me know. What's your favorite, the gun cannon or the gun tank? You think that's Operation British that we're being shown?
You know, that actually could make a whole lot of sense. But I figured that was just the sunrise.
I would think that too, but I feel like the pause and the flashing, it could just be the, collapse of Island Iffish.
I feel like the tone of the intro music here is too positive and upbeat for the intro image to be this is where half of humanity died, and then we go Gundamu.
I don't feel like you're reading the words then, Griff.
Bring to bear the rage of justice.
Right. And fight the towering foe. Bringing bear to rage. The words don't match. I said this before. The words don't match the upbeat tone of the song.
I guess heroic would be the better term then.
Well, no, I just mean more so that they do fit, but also the fact that Operation British happens before the show starts, so we know that it already happened.
Yeah.
That no matter how upbeat the tone is, these are the thing that characters already have to deal with. It'd be like if the Flintstones took place with no dinosaurs, and the intro song just featured an asteroid impact, and then an upbeat song about Fred going to work, you know? just kind of dealing with it without dealing with it.
Can't imagine what an asteroid impact would do to anything.
Creates the Jetsons.
Oh, probably like that.
No, see, that's the result of energy weapons.
地球に最も遠い宇宙都市サイド3はジオン公国を名乗り地球連邦政府に独立戦争を挑んできたこの1ヶ月余りの戦いでジオン公国と連邦軍は総人口の半分を死に
See, this opening, it blames half the deaths for the Federation, too. Though I guess technically you can't have a war with only one side.
Right.
ルナ2脱出作戦
Oh, hey, what's that place?
マダガスカルビーコンキャッチ入港基準速度上限マイナス2姿勢良好
Hey, a battleship.
各員係留先を配置につけ
Whose name must be Madagascar, given the context clues. We haven't locked onto Madagascar on Earth.
I
They got like 4 ships here now.
I feel like he doesn't like the neck thing.
Look, I feel like all antsy when I have like large collar things up here too, you know? Like when like wearing a suit or like a tie or something. I can't.
Hey, we haven't seen you since Origin.
避難民たちはとても疲れています。基地で落ち着ける場所を探していただきたい。
ジオン軍の追跡を受けて休まる間もなかったんです。
民間人を収容しておく余地はないな。そんな。
What are you about to do?
皆さん方はこのままここにいていただきます。地球連邦軍本部の指示を仰いで
しかるべき艦で直ちに地球へ移動してもらうことになります。
Side 7's gone.
次のものは一般避難民とは隔離するブライト・ノア、未来ヤシマ、
Bright Noah's not a refugee. He served on the ship.
海自伝、隼人小林、アムロ・レイ。
お兄ちゃんたちよ。おやめなさい。
訳を聞かせてください。
士官候補生と民間人が緑に軍のトリプル A の秘密、すなわちホワイトベースとガンダムを使用したことによる全員軍事裁判にかけられるものと覚悟しておくことだ。
But cadets are part of your military. What?
But they're people who never should have had access to any of this to begin with, but maybe he's laying the blame on the wrong person, you know?
よくもそんなことが言えますね。
艦長、船通司令、マッケンです。
ホワイトベースの修理と
Like, technically it all falls
It's
on him.
don't
He's the
blame
highest
them.
ranking person.
Right? Say it.
心置きなく傷のお手当てを。
Nope.
Nothing falls on him. He was coming here to take the Gundam. He was in charge of... He has the authority.
Right, so he can just say it's like, I gave the cadets the orders to do this.
I know, that's what I
therefore-
just said.
Yeah. We're on the same page. He could have done it, but he's also still bedridden and needs surgery, so.
今ガンダムを封印することは
君に戦略を云々する資格はない。
あなたは赤い彗星の恐ろしさを知らないんです。
正規の軍人でない君の判断ならそうも思えるだろうな。だがな、赤い彗星といえば名だたる戦士だ。彼が無才ごとき軽巡洋艦でこのルナ2に挑むようなバカな
I don't
真似
know.
はしない。
That's where you're wrong.
I mean... My point's more that we know Cassilia would, because she took 2 cities on the moon. But we don't know how many ships she had. We know that she had a bunch of mobile suits, though.
Right, right.
Hey guys, have you ever noticed how our, the helm of our ship looks like a creepy-ass face?
Oh yeah, the skulls? Yeah, we put
No,
our
no,
glorious
they've
skulls
got
and everything.
they got 2 evil eyes in the shape of a mouth coming down in the middle where the helmsman is.
I saw it too, just as you mentioned it.
どれ貴様も言うようになったな。あれだけの装備を誇っているルナ2だ。波の軍略家ならばこの無才ごときが仕掛けてくるとはよもや思うまい。だからおやりになる。手はあるよ、ドレン。期待します。
First, we're gonna need a Federation spaceship and a bunch of Federation uniforms.
もしあの時の少女が10年前に別れた妹のいや
I thought you already put that together.
にしては強すぎる。
No, he
Oh, right,
literally
no
he
doubt.
said no, that couldn't be Artesia. See, here's the scene to help you remember, Griff.
動くと撃ちます。
I love that you misremembered it to explain why the show would have a flashback so soon. Literally for people like you. And still it makes no sense how he kicked something that was clearly 10 feet away from him.
ノーマルスーツで敵の懐に潜入する。
He's got really long legs, you know?
第一目的は連邦軍のモビルスーツを奪うことだ。第二に敵の心臓戦艦の木馬も奪うことである。手に入らずんば撃破するのみ。以上。
Ah, anomalous gray substance, my favorite.
君、ワッケン司令に合わせるんだ。
I appreciate there was no security guards or anything. His whole thing of how do I stop them from escaping if they try is to open and close the door as fast as possible.
腹が空いちゃしょうがないぜ。食べられる時に食べておかなけりゃ、いざって時に何もできないぜ。逃げることだってな。
海自然君の言う通りだよアムロ。食事は銃に弾を詰めるみたいなもんだ。兵士は食べたくなくても食べなきゃいけない。
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
It's just interesting seeing like Ambro's actual relationship to like the rest of his cohort, right? And like how they actually treat him.
Well, they haven't been a cohort until now.
I suppose. Like he hung out with Kai on bullying terms, so you know.
Yeah, twice.
Team snipers.
Before
yeah.
that, he wouldn't leave his house, remember? Convenient that your giant gun is already pre-pointed towards Earth for some reason.
少佐行きますか。待て。見ろ。これは赤外線探知機だ。
High tech for the 70s.
かからんように機雷を仕掛けろ。
No, they've had that around since the 40s.
接続レバーが2段になってる点を忘れなければいいのさ。この操作がジオンのザクと決定的に違うってことなんだ。
じゃあさ、ガンダムが最高にジオンのザクより優れてるってのは何なんだよ。
戦闘力さ。今までのザクタイプのモビルスーツと違って戦いのケーススタディが記憶され
Oh,
る。
well, never mind.
ケースス
Yeah,
タ
that
ディが記憶され
you've
る
said that.
It's a smart
ガンダ
machine.
ムって戦闘
No, it says it adapts and it learns. That's what Tem said.
強くなるって理屈か？
そうさ。しかも操縦の未熟な僕でさえ。
None of this is Ambro getting better as a pilot. It's all the Gundam.
上手下手よりガンダムの教育型コンピューターの性能がいいってことだよ。
ご謙遜ご謙遜。
Oh, you ruined the plan, you fool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I for one wouldn't want to be falling face first towards a wall with a fork like this.
Yeah.
遠心重力装置が止まったぞ。
どうやら電源部分がやられたらしいな。
シャアだ。
That's a bit of a jump. Could literally be anybody.
It was my arch nemesis that's been following me the whole time. It has to be everything bad.
It's happenstance that it actually is Char.
Like blaming the Reverse Flash for everything.
ブライトの言った通りだ。
Egads, I agreed with the cadet.
I just like that he's like stuck in that pose. Like, oh no, I fucked up. I made the captain feel like a fool.
ここを開けろ。
僕たちのことなんか忘れられたんじゃないですか。
しかしこのままで。
Turns out the doors don't all automatically open when the power's out.
開くぞ。
え？
Never mind.
電源が切れたんで電子ロックも効かなくなったんだ。
行こうぜ。
未来さんとセイラさんは
隣の部屋にいるはずだ。未来、セイラ。
ブライト。
マゼラン、急速発進。ドッキングロック解
Why
除
does Magellan look like a Xeon ship from the outside?
Yeah, it kinda does.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like a mix of the two, in fact.
ジオンの攻撃が始まったというのに、なぜ私たちを安全なところに避難させてくださらないんですか？
司令からは何の命令も出てないから。
じゃあ、私たちにここで死ねって言うんですか？
いや、そう言ってるわけじゃないんだ。
だったら早いとこ司令と連絡を取って
I
何
would
とか
trust
して
kids
くださ
not
い。
to say anything. Like, you're already waving.
司令は今それどころじゃないだろう。
It's a good thing no one pays attention to her.
何をするこいつ。こっちへ来い、こいつめ。
Yeah, point a gun at the kid. You're clearly one of the good guys.
仲間を集めろ。ホワイトベースを港から出すんだ。
They could have totally done that without the distraction, actually, I think. Flying through space to do a jump kick?
オゼロン君が出ていきます。
They planted mines, yeah. Although those they planted explosives and not mines, like you said. Of course, when I say you, I'm talking about Char, not you.
Right. But no, this is so far like a really well executed plan on Char's part. This is threatening, right?
And now we've blocked the launch passage, so the other ships
Yup.
can't launch.
Everyone's stuck inside.
リュウ、カイ、アムロ、ガンダムの封印は解けたか？
どなりなさんな。今始まったばかりじゃないですか。
セーラ、避難民は？
今重力ブロックに移動中です。フラーボーが指揮してくれてます。
よし、僕もガンダムのところへ降りる。未来、エンジンパワーが臨界に達したら微速前進だ。
はい。
We need to wait for the engines to be critical.
Criticality in a nuclear reactor just means that it's working now.
No, he didn't say the reactor, he said the engines. Typically, the engines are powered by the reactor, so they're two different things. When the engines are at full power, get us underway or something.
ホワイトベース立ち入り禁止は厳命したはずだ。
シャアと戦えるのはガンダムしかないんです。
すぐに退去したまえ。
反逆罪は覚悟の上です。ワッケン司令。
I'm confused.
あなたの敵はジオン軍なんですか？それとも
That's not Bright, is it? Because Bright should be back on White Base right now. So who is that?
Right, he was already there, so...
So who is that?
Darn spacesuits.
軍機。それが何だって言うんですか？軍人が軍機に乗っ取って死ぬのは勝手です。でも他の民間人がその巻き添えになるのは理不尽ではないでしょうか？ワッケン司令。
何？ワッケン君。
パウロ艦長。
どうだろう、ワッケン君。ホワイトベースにしろ、ガンダム、ガンキャノン、ガンタンクは今まで機密事項だった。
はい。
だからなのだ。不幸にして我々より彼らの方がうまく使ってくれるのだ。
For some reason.
実戦の経験がある彼らに。しかし艦長。
But literally as their only option.
しかし彼らは所詮素人だ。知れたる君が戦いやすいように助けてやってくれたまえ。わしが責任を持つ。
I still feel trading them out for an actual pilot at some point would probably be a good idea.
There were only a couple of trained pilots for the thing, remember? And they died.
Yep.
So there is no one else right now. Until they get somewhere secure and can actually hand it off to someone who can then train in it.
Right. Also, Amuro is hogging the manual now, so...
Well, I just mean that there's no alternatives, right? The Federation doesn't have other mobile suits to have trained pilots for them. This is their first, right? This is like Ortega and MASH and them from the Zaku side when they were the first.
Right, Sion is actually ahead of them in terms of having a core of people who are actually trained for this, then.
Right, and right now Amuro is the Red Baron of the Federation.
After seeing Amuro just, like, fail about like this, and he's the best pilot of the Federation, I'm just like... I gotta laugh a little bit.
I mean, technically, you could also say that the RX-78 is the best pilot of the Federation. considering what we learned about it.
Ryu technically has more piloting experience.
あのマズラン艦を
Yeah, as a fucking pilot.
ホワイトベースは港から出られません
A mobile suit pilot's a different thing than an actual pilot.
You okay, sir?
無罪だわ
So is Joaquin coming with us?
I think so.
マゼランを排除する司令ホワイトベースをこの場で固定各艦防護態勢を取れ主砲スタンバイはい
I'm sorry, are we getting rid of it, like, in the physical sense? Like, are we...
They're blowing it up. Oh, good. They have shields for that.
Also, the fact that the beam saber can be stopped by the axe means that it is more like a lightsaber than it is a
アムロ通路の前からどくんだ
cutter that we were
Right, it
talking
has a
about before.
physical presence of some type. Which is still just funny.
That our Xeon axes are just treated or have some sort of shielding
Hmm.
against a weapon that didn't exist until now.
It's all convenient so we can have our axe beast versus sword battle, you know?
I didn't need it anyway. So they've lost another Zaku.
どんな男な
And
んだ
that axe was probably worth $1 million.
More than that. We consider how much a missile costs.
やりましたよ
Hundreds of thousands.
Turns out moving a critically injured old man all around the place and putting him in constant stress was actually not good for his health.
司令少なくとも
Oh, so he didn't come with.
彼らに任せた方がよかろうパオロ艦長のおっしゃった通り司令ジオンとの戦いがまだまだ困難を極めるという時我々は学ぶべき人を次々と失っていく寒い時代だと思わんか
Maybe they're just in a stalemate now. Because this is getting more difficult. He's not implying that they're winning, though. Ah, cool. Remember that Gundam scene that I drew by hand with crayons? They told me they needed a super respectful
あなたのホワイトベース
funeral scene for the captain, so I drew it in crayon.
必ず地球にお届けいたします
So, how many coffin torpedoes do we actually have on board?
Might just be regular torpedoes. Spock, he was like a brother to me.
どこに行ったんだろ
That's gonna stay in orbit, by the way.
Well, no, it's very clearly just headed out into deep space.
Oh, what do we got here?
重力に任せて落ちれば燃え尽きてしまう大気圏突入その瞬間にシャアはホワイトベースに奇襲をかけた我も危険なら彼も危険共に大地を見ることができるのか機動戦士ガンダム次回大気圏突入君は生き延びることができるか
I couldn't help but laugh because it was just making the joke that you're like, it's going to rain in orbit, you know that, right? And then clearly they show it floating off into deep space. And it's like, well, clearly that's just how it works here. And then the next time on, objects that are in Earth orbit will fall back into orbit. It's like, but you literally just showed us a scene where that doesn't happen. That literally just didn't happen.
It had to be dramatic, I suppose. But
Well,
next
that
time,
was-
hell yeah, we are getting our first re-entry battle.
My first thought was either they fired. We know that the ship is facing Earth, right? So either they fired it right at Earth, or they fired it back the way they came, and Luna 2 is about getting hit with a person missile. So,
I mean, at least then it's landed and it's not in space like as debris.
but no, they apparently.
Space funerals are bad. Don't do them, people.
Well, I mean, most shit burns up in the atmosphere anyway. But, there's that eventuality that we're going to fill the Earth's orbit with so much space junk that we'll never be able to go to space ever again because you'll never be able to penetrate.
Right. The space battles alone, already terrible. Add to that everyone throwing out a bunch of coffins afterwards to just add to the junk fields. Yeah, no, that's just going to be horrifying at the end.
Yeah, but our captain there apparently somehow escaped Earth's gravity field and launched towards deep space.
Well, we didn't get to spend a lot of time with them. About all he really managed to do here was just to kind of hand wave everybody else and say best of luck.
Well, I mean, he manned a gun in the defense, which is where he got the wounds that nearly killed him. And then every time authority was needed, he put people in the positions where they needed to be. So,
right.
I mean, he did a lot.
Together the best he could from a completely desperate situation with a bunch of civilians with no training and made it work somehow. So, kudos to him.
Well, he set up everyone's starting position. The kids at the consoles, the kids in the weapons platforms.
But now it's basically entirely up to Bright Noah and how things are going to go from there.
Well, apparently the cadet is the highest ranked member of the crew. Like I said, he was literally in the Origin last episode, reporting to the captain. So it's like he's military, he's trained, he's here to serve on the super secret ship. So clearly he's got that kind of access. And then we get to Luna 2, and they're like, "You're under arrest too." And it's like, why? Also, what about the two other guys that are cadets that are on the bridge and doing shit? Why are they not under arrest?
It is highly possible that the Luna 2 commander is maybe also just a little bit of an asshole. That's fine. That's acceptable, right?
Marker Clan and Oscar Dublin, the two guys that are on top that were like helping Mirai pilot out of Side 7 before. I don't recall them getting arrested. They're on the same crew that Bright Noah is. They're wearing the same uniforms, everything.
Well, you see, they had chairs.
Did Ryu get arrested? I don't remember. Was he?
No, he didn't actually.
No, he was. He was in the same room.
Oh, okay.
He was in the same room, which implies he got arrested, but Oscar and Marker weren't in there. I didn't recall their names getting said.
Right, and most of the rest of everyone was basically allowed to do whatever, so...
Well, everyone else was civilians. I don't understand why they made a distinction between Bright Noah and those two. I think maybe they thought people didn't remember they existed because they're so far in the distance on the bridge.
Continuity is difficult, everybody. But still, I like the episode. Char continues to be a intelligent menace with good plans that actually work out and don't seem to be entirely reliant on dumb luck. In fact, they're reliant on, like, setting something up and having people behave in a predictable way and then going, yeah, I figured you would do that. It's working out for Char. Char is still a good character here.
You can't... You're tagging on the concept, or not the concept, you're tagging on the end line that normal people would in like a biography, and it's working out for him. And it's like, no, it's not. He's losing every conflict he enters. He's planning intelligently, and unfortunately for Char, we found out in Origin, he's not so much of a planner as he is a go with the flow kind of guy. Every time he goes with the flow, he succeeds. But in this situation now, he's planned everything out, and he's failed every time.
I don't know, the plan he set up, which was to blow up a ship and have it block every other ship from coming out to challenge him, worked out for him.
That was a sub-plan. Remember, the overall plan was to capture White Base and the Gundam, and if they couldn't do both, destroy the White Base and the Gundam, which he didn't do, because he fails all of his plans, now that he's no longer the main character. In Origin,
Oh.
he was the main character. All he could do was succeed. Now he's not the main character. All he can do is fail.
I guess all you gotta do is just yeet Char into space and tell him best of luck, and he'll do even better then.
Oh no, now we just gotta wait for a series that has Char in its name somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a Char's counterattack coming up at some point.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So we'll get a whole series of him just being a badass. There we go.
However, that might be the inverse of the rule, where if you're the bad guy and your name is in the title, you probably aren't gonna win.
One way to find out. But that's where we're going to go ahead and end it off for today. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin. That's Theta. We'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?